What is going on, people of the extranet? Tyler here with Random Automotive, and today I've got a 2008 Suzuki Grand Vitara that has an interesting issue. So this car has about 197,000 miles, and it has a little bit of an issue with it. The lady who owns this car said that she was at Walmart one day getting groceries, and apparently when she would turn, it made this atrocious grinding and popping noise when you would turn the wheel left or right. So she left it there. She got it towed, paid the tow bill. Then she took it to a local auto place who took a week to diagnose it, which I understand times are crazy and all that. And they told her that they couldn't find the problem originally, and then one day they went out and it was making the sound again. So they apparently put it on the lift and took a look at it, and they told her the rear end had gone out, and that was the problem, and that it would be $2,000 to $3,000 to replace it, which this car is probably only worth about $4,000, and that it would be lucky if you even found the part, but that's what it would be to cost. Seemed kind of suspicious to me because she told me when she was driving it straight, it didn't make the noise, but when you would turn sharp, it would. So to me, it sounded like it was something to do with the transfer case, rather. So she left it there for a while. She decided, she actually went out and bought a new car because she thought this one was garbage, and you know, it's not worth the $2,000 or $3,000 to fix. So I was going to take a look at it for her, and I found out something interesting. So it's not too bad. I detailed this car a few months ago, but it's a little dirty again. But it has 197,195. It fires up. You know, it's Suzuki. It drives fine. And if I put it in gear, it goes backwards just fine, no sounds. I'm turning pretty sharply, no sounds. And so they couldn't replicate the problem, which makes sense there. So what I did is I put the car in neutral, put the car in four-wheel drive. It's in four-wheel drive, and then let's lock it into four low. You heard it click, it's in 4 low. Go back to 4 high. You can hear a little bit of a clunk there. And then take it back into its always non-locked 4 high position. But notice something, that's blinking there, indicating that it's not in 4-wheel drive properly. Don't know if I can replicate it now. Yep, right here. So there it is. If you don't know if you hear that, but it's popping and the wheels are grabbing. That's because the solenoid for the four-wheel drive, notice if I go back, it quits. And she said that's exactly what it was doing. So what the problem is the solenoid for four-wheel drive got wet that day and it shorted out, caused the car to go lock into 4 high but not indicate. So what was happening was the transfer case was stuck in a in-between state, making that atrocious grinding sound, and no matter what you did with the switch, it wouldn't change it. Well, here's what I found out, is if I lock it in 4 high, travel a little bit straight. Now, let's throw it in neutral, throw it back into its normal state, leave it in neutral, may have to drive forward a little bit. But after a couple of minutes, I could get it to disengage. I don't know if it will here or not. And it's kind of tricky to get it to disengage, but I just kind of rolled in that neutral state for a little while, back and forth. We're also going to try to go 4 high. It's locked in. Let it roll forward. Disengage the transfer case while we're rolling. See if I can get it to disengage again. Earlier I got it to disengage. Okay, so what I just did is I threw it in the neutral state, rolling forward at about 1 or 2 miles an hour, flipped it into the normal state, and you notice the indicator lamp went off. Now, let's throw it in drive. Car cut sharp left, and you can see it's driving pretty good. The brakes are a little squeaky because it's been sitting a while. But you can see I'm doing a full, let's not hit the truck there, doing a full turn there. And let's cut it sharp again. And it's quit making the popping noise. So it's pretty crazy that this shop was going to charge her $3,000 to fix this car to replace the rear end, when the rear end's not even the problem. If it was the rear end, you would go down the road in a straight line and it would make a noise. So the issue's actually with either the transfer case or the transfer case solenoid, which online you can get a transfer case for like $300 or $400 and a solenoid for even less. So it's kind of interesting that, I don't want to fault anyone or try to act like I know more than anybody else, but on the flip side of that, it's a shame that, one, you got to get rid of this car and you bought a new one because you got told the wrong information. But two, it just kind of feels like whoever looked at this car really didn't give it much attention. They kind of looked at it for a second, assumed that's what it was. Let's find the highest cost thing that it could be, and here's what it would be. And, it may take us a few months to get that fixed. So, always get a second opinion with your cars. That's the key thing there, because if you don't, you may end up in that situation where you spend $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 on something and it's not really the issue and you don't have to do all that work. So just want to show you that real quick, guys. Can't talk today, sorry. It's like -6, it feels like. So we'll have more videos coming soon on the channel. Until next time, we'll catch you in the next one.